Hello there! Today we're going back to a game we created in a previous video, the one you absolutely loved, and we're gonna be adding something new to it. Instead of having just one player that we can move, we'll add a cute pet that can roar and deal damage to enemies. We'll also add a stronger and bigger enemy, in this case a scary bear, to make everything a little bit more challenging. So let's get started right away. First of all, here is the Godot project, and well, currently when you start playing, you control this character that has to be close to the wolves in order to kill them, and as you can see, as you collect coins, this bar gets filled, and when you collect exactly 5, you unlock a new character, which allows you to basically shoot like this, basically in range, and it basically pierces through the wolves, and it looks amazing. And also in this level in specific, we, let's say, unlock this bigger wolf, okay? That as you can see, like, I have to shoot it twice in order to kill it. In order to add what I need, I'm gonna be using PixelEngine. It's literally one of the best sprite generators out there that I found for pixel art. And something that I love is that it's built with care by an actual game animator. As you can see, there is an actual human being behind the creation of this tool, and that's something very amazing. So yes, I really love the quality that it has. This is how it looks from the inside, and well, I've actually used it a lot, okay, for lots of games, as you can see over here. For example, here you have the red wolf, it looks amazing. Or I also have this super cool monkey with different animations. So how you do it is super simple. You just click over here on character, select your image generation model. Usually I go with Nano Banana Pro or GPT Image 2 in high. Then I write in my prompt, select how many colors I want, and submit the generation. The cool thing is that PixelEngine supports multiple generations at the same time. So for example, here I'm trying to generate a panda, but at the same time I could start this one, and actually it was that so fast, okay, that I wasn't able to start another generation. But let me get, for example, a scary red bear, okay? And as you can see now, I'm gonna be having both at the same time, and here's the previous generation. As you can see, it looks very cute for literally a panda. Or well, for example, this is the panda that I'm actually gonna be implementing in the game. It looks very amazing, as you can see. Or even, okay, this is gonna be a new, let's say, boss that I'm gonna be adding, which is gonna be this super big bear. And something else that is very important is that over here you can change to edit mode and open up any image that you have generated that you like. For example, I don't know, let's say that I like this bear over here, and I can modify it slightly so that it is red instead of brown. Or even I'm gonna submit another one for creating like a blue bear, maybe like a frost bear or something like that. And as you can see here, we have literally the exact same bear but in red. Remember that this was the original one, and this is the variation, and this is another variation that looks sick. So what I can do right now is go to remove background and remove them from both images. So here goes one, it started, so I can remove it and start this one. As you can see, they look awesome. And once this is done, you can go to animate, open them up, and here write in your prompt, for example, walk right. And the cool thing is that you have an enhanced prompt button that, in this case, as it is super short, it's gonna automatically do it. So yes, let's use the enhanced prompt. And another thing I wanna do is roar, for example. So let's create these two animations. At the same time, let me load in the other bear, and I'm gonna do the same thing, walk right, submit, use enhanced. For this one, roar, submit, use enhanced, and as you can see, our animations are starting to appear. So this is the walk, looks very good, and then we have the roar. It looks awesome. And the cool thing is that if you wanna modify something, it's very simple. I can open it up in Pixel Editor, and as you can see, the animation just has 8 frames. So whenever I wanna modify something, it's gonna be relatively easy. So I don't know, for example, if here I zoom in a little bit, I could improve this part slightly. So for example, I could pick this color, use the pen tool, and try to fill this in, or even here. And as you can see, it's gonna look even better. And to save it, I can just click over here, save as new, and now when I come back, as you can see, I have like both versions of the animation. Let's take a look at the other bear. Once again, here's the walk animation, here's the roar animation, it looks awesome. And once again, if anything feels off, for example here, you can always open it up in Pixel Editor, manually modify it, or try to generate the animation again. Lastly, in order to remove the background, once again you go to remove background, open media library, and just start uploading all your different animations. So here they are, completely clean. And then the only thing I need to do is to select them, download sprite sheet, and as you can see, here I have them. Now importing them into Godot is a piece of cake, because what I need to do is go to scene, new scene, and for example create an area 2D with an animated sprite, inside of it a new sprite frames, and I will open it up. Then I can select them all and drop them inside my project, and over here I can use the add frames from sprite sheet option, and I can select any of the sprite sheets. In this case is 1 vertical frame, 7 horizontal ones, or at least I think yes 8 in this case. Add them. This is pixel art, so we have to make sure texture is set to nearest. Okay, so this is the roar, so for example red bear roar, and we should also maybe increase FPS to something like 15, well a little bit less, maybe 10, and I think this shouldn't loop actually. Yeah, there it is. And I will basically repeat the exact same process but for the other bears, or for the other animations actually. And now as you can see, I have all the animations. So blue bear roar, for example, it looks literally awesome. I then have the walking animation. I have the roar, but in the red bear, and even the red bear walking. So as you can see, it literally looks awesome. Now, these are the animations that I've created for this video in specific. So this is gonna be my panda pet, and then this is gonna be the other bear, okay, that is gonna appear when I unlock the pet. And the idea is that when the bear roars, well, basically deals damage to the nearby enemies. So what I basically need to do is to set all the scenes up and animated sprites as I have just showed you. Okay, so I think I have everything completely set up. So I have my brown bear, and then I also have my pet. And the pet also, for example, has this attack area that, well, is gonna be what's gonna actually deal damage, okay, to nearby enemies. The next step is gonna be using Claude to actually implement these new mechanics. And just so you know, I'm also using Godot AI, which is an MCP that it is completely free and open source, as you can see. An MCP basically allows AI coding assistants like Claude to work way better with Godot, because for example it allows them to create new scenes, new scripts, and attach them to new nodes, and of course create new nodes. So it just makes the integration with AI and Godot way better. It's basically, let's say, a bridge between the editor and what the AI does. Okay, so here I've been speaking a little bit to Claude, and something else I created in PixelEngine is an idle animation for my panda that I've forgotten. I modified this text, for example, I used to say survive the walls, but now we also have a bear. And as you can see, even though I'm using AI and an MCP to actually create the logic, I am the one who thought of the actual implementation of the pet, of this new bear. And as you can see, you still have to guide a lot the AI, okay? It's not that you tell it, okay, implement a pet and a new type of bear. It's not like that. You have to be way more specific in terms of the implementation. And what is amazing is that with the MCP, it can literally do everything. So for example, here is creating a shader for when a bear is coming. I told it to like create a red overlay that, let's say, breathes, just to tell to the player that there is something big coming. So with the Godot MCP, it's able to do it. It's able to edit scenes efficiently because it actually understands your Godot project, and it has the whole context of your Godot game. Okay, try out an MCP and you won't be able to use an AI coding assistant without it ever again. Trust me, it has happened to me. It even hit play on its own to try things out, literally. Okay, and as you can see now, it's reading the logs live, okay, to know what is going on. I don't really understand what it's trying to do at the moment, but you understand the idea. As you can see, clean boot, no errors, no warning. Once again, here is checking the scene hierarchy. I don't know, it's really amazing. And not only can it do that, but it can even take screenshots of your game. Literally, it can hit play, take screenshots, understand what it sees, and based on that, improve whatever it is. And okay, here's the summary. I think it took something like 10 minutes or so. So let's try this new version. Now, as you can see, this laser bar increases like a little bit in a smoother way, so I can still kill these guys. And now here I unlock this new character, the laser gunner. So I should one-shot these, let's say, smaller wolves like this, okay? And I can collect 10 coins to unlock the pet, and I need 2 shots to kill this red wolf. So let's collect the last one. Companion unlocked, a loyal pet joins the fight. It roars and strikes enemies on its own, so that's amazing. And so you can see scary bear incoming, and that is the shader. And with this guy, I had to actually shoot it 3 times, okay? And I even have a red wolf here, so as you can see, everything is getting a little bit chaotic here. But take a look at our pet here. It's actually killing there the things that I have on the right. And that is amazing because, for example, I could be just killing the guys on the left, for example, and well, here on the right, the pet is gonna try to kill everything else. So it's something very, very amazing what we've been trying to create in just a matter of a few minutes, okay? Of course, what actually takes time here is thinking of a good prompt, or actually like a good prompt that is written perfectly, because if you actually read this, you will see that it's not grammatically correct. Some stuff makes no sense, but what really takes time is the idea itself. Thinking about integrating a pet, thinking about integrating a bear as, let's say, another boss, having the creativity to say, okay, when a bear is coming, have an overlay over there, have a text that tells the player that a bear is coming. So all that is super amazing, and that's our job nowadays as game developers, not just write code. In reality, I wrote 0 lines of code to make this game a reality. So this is all for today's video. Start using PixelEngine right now using the link in the description down below. See you in the next one, and bye bye.